So what's his name said, do something bad about or to you. We've all been there, but it's never cool to resort to violence, and definitely not okay to kill. Let's stop and think, and find better ways to resolve our issues. Hey there, I'm Adrian Atkinson, and this, of course, is Jamaica Magazine. Here's why you want to stick around.
Unite for Change is the vehicle through which the National Crime Prevention and Community Safety Strategy is being implemented.
And so, what was once a manually operated machine that only gave black and white pictures is now a more sophisticated, modern electronic machine operated by the press of a button.
I do so love my job, and I do so accept that stress is a fundamental part of life.
After a really short break, Samantha Allen gets us started with the news of the day.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Good day, I'm Samantha Allen, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 20. The Jamaican economy grew by about 1.4% in the October to December quarter. Confirmation came from Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, Colin Bullock, at a press briefing on Thursday. Mr. Bullock outlined the sectors that contributed to growth.
Agriculture, forestry and fishing grew by an estimated 10%, reflecting the impact of improved weather conditions and growth-inducing initiatives implemented by the government. Real value added for mining and quarrying grew by 12% due to increased output for both alumina and crude bauxite.
The services industry, the hotels and restaurant sector also grew by 5.6%, electricity and water supply by 1.1%, and transport, storage and communication by 1%. Producers of government services, however, declined by 0.5%. The increase in the various sectors was due to a number of factors, including a demand for exports in the bauxite, alumina and tourism sectors.
Increased construction-related activities including roadworks, residential and hotel construction. The impact of initiatives aimed at improving productivity and output in agriculture.
The economy's 1.4% expansion for the October to December period represents a second consecutive quarter of growth for Jamaica. The economy grew by about 1% in the July to September period. The Jamaica Agricultural Development Foundation has signed an $11 million grant agreement with the Japanese government to revitalize the West Indian Sea Island cotton industry. The three-year partnership will create 15,000 new jobs and earn close to $1 billion in foreign exchange. Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Roger Clark says due to its superior quality, West Indian Sea Island cotton is one of the crops which gives the region its distinct competitive edge.
There's hardly any competition from other countries when it comes to producing this cotton. It doesn't spoil. You're able to add value to the primary product. It fetches a high price. In addition to all that, the JADF tells me that the return on investment on West Indian Sea Island cotton is somewhere in the region of 30%.
Plans are already at an advanced stage to grow 500 acres of cotton for the 2014-2015 crop in Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Catherine. Japanese ambassador to Jamaica, His Excellency Yasuo Takase, welcomed the partnership and cited the high demand in Japan for this type of cotton.
Thus, revitalization of the West Indies Sea Island cotton production in Jamaica benefit both Jamaican farmers and Japanese industry.
Residents of Cassava Peace in St. Andrew now have access to a fully equipped computer center which was set up using $3 million from the Universal Service Fund. The Information Technology IT unit has been established at the Help Jamaica Education Center in the community. It's outfitted with 15 computers, broadband internet access, a server, printers and furniture. Technology Minister Philip Paulwell says this and other community access points set up across the island are part of a broad objective to promote learning through technology and provide avenues for income generation.
It is going to enable us with our innate abilities to use such information to generate wealth, to transform the way we live.
Government is moving to increase the country's pool of animators to meet the growing demand which exists globally. Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, is working with several local institutions such as the University of the West Indies, the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts and the Heart Trust NTA to train persons in animation.
We are getting the jobs, but we don't have enough animators to do the jobs. However, we understand that we can train animators anywhere between 3 to 6 months.
Recently, 43 persons graduated from the Animate Jamaica program conducted through collaboration with the UWI. They and others will be better equipped to tap into the industry, valued at more than $200 billion globally. And finally, a number of the island's drivers are to undergo training by City and Guilds, the International Vocational Education School. Executive Director of the Caribbean Maritime Institute, Dr. Fritz Pinnock, says a major project was signed with the training institution and the Heart Trust NTA to upgrade the skill level of drivers seeking employment overseas.
There's a shortage right now in the US alone of 1.2 million drivers.
1.2 million?
In Canada, almost 1 million.
Dr. Pinnock was a recent guest on JIS TV's Issues and Answers program. He pointed out that 30 Jamaican drivers recently left the island for work in Canada and said the plan was to increase this number. The drivers training course with City and Guilds will commence in a matter of weeks. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Samantha Allen. Thanks for watching.
Mr. Shirley, me get the invitation from America. What?
You know a passport? A passport is one of the most important forms.
Here at PICA, we believe in excellent customer service. So when we wanted our customers to know about us, we approached the JIS and they delivered and we got excellent value for money. And so we encourage you to go to the JIS, a one-stop shop for media services. They have print, radio, television, and so much more.
Sports and recreation, life and technical skills training, street lighting and street signage. How do any of these play a role in crime prevention? Let's find out.
The Ministry of National Security has been using a three-step public health approach to tackle Jamaica's crime problem. Under steps 1 and 2, gang activities will be interrupted through sustained police and military operations, preventing the spread of criminal activities. Step 3 provides an opportunity for everyone to participate. Emphasis is being placed on changing the behavior of citizens. To facilitate this, the National Security Ministry brought stakeholders together at the Unite for Change National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention. Unite for Change is the vehicle through which the National Crime Prevention and Community Safety Strategy is being implemented, a decision taken by Cabinet on October 28, 2013. And since the program was launched in December 2013, hope is being rekindled in the society, and law-abiding citizens have been coming together to create a more caring, gentle and safe society in a bid to reduce crime. Now, with unattached young people participating in violent crimes, the National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention held in January engaged over 1,000 persons to share best practices on how to prevent young people and the society at large from getting involved in crime.
Your presence here signals your commitment to being a part of the Unite for Change initiative, which seeks to catalyze action around breaking the cycle of violence in our society.
One by one, the presenters outlined some of the factors that led to persons committing criminal acts.
The root cause of violence is exposure to violence. Sometimes very quick, as in the example of a retaliation or a gang war, sometimes slow, such as someone exposed to child abuse grows up to become a child abuser decades later. So it's this exposure that's causing something in the brain to cause people to be likely to do it.
They're not reading how they should be reading. They're withdrawn. As I said, they have a history of parental neglect, often because the parent has been murdered, incarcerated, or just simply the parent is incapacitated in other ways. They may be fighting, or they've had a history of sexual or physical or any form of emotional neglect.
What we know is that we have people exposed to risk factors, and if they are in dysfunctional families, if they do have social disintegration and inequality and poor education, they land up in youth violence.
So what's the plan to tackle the problem? Through the 4 pillars of the Unite for Change initiative, stakeholders will be able to implement, coordinate, and assess existing programs. The first pillar is crime prevention through social development. Pillar 2, situational crime prevention. Pillar 3, effective policing and justice processes. And Pillar 4, reducing reoffending. All stakeholders will therefore have a role to play in the process.
What I like to call a national alliance of the law-abiding. That is to say, a coordinated effort on the part of citizens from all walks of life.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We need to strengthen existing programs and make them that are effective and make them more widely available.
Activities may include interactive sessions with children to identify and treat behavioral problems, strengthening nutrition, greater parental support, recreational activities, skills training, and mentorship programs. Through the Unite for Change campaign, it is expected that government institutions will increase their capacity to prevent, reduce, and control crime. Citizens are also expected to participate more in community safety activities.
We expect sustained reductions in the fear of crime and related risk factors, and we expect a reorientation of residents away from a culture of violence, antisocial behavior, and attitudes.
A secretariat within the Ministry of National Security will be assessing the expected outcomes while tracking the progress made. To ensure that the Unite for Change program is achievable, persons will be encouraged to volunteer to support crime prevention activities in terms of mentorship and support. The public and private sectors, churches, and non-government organizations will also strengthen their relationship. So, how did persons react to the Unite for Change initiative and the Forum on Youth Violence Prevention?
Mr. Bunting, what he has done today for this forum, it has been great. The presentations also, I have learned a lot, especially the youth empowerment. So it has been good.
The entire day so far has been motivating, and we are going to take back from here added information that we can add to what we are presently doing.
I find the presentation which likened crime to an epidemic and really showing the characteristics of a contagious disease and how it spreads, I thought that was illuminating.
We can take the precautionary measures and the proactive measures that have been outlined in going forward, ensuring that our communities are safe, ensure that violence is treated as it really should be treated.
Unite for Change National Forum on Youth Violence Prevention, mobilizing stakeholders to share best practices while coordinating efforts to help in the fight against crime.
There's a long-distance relay that's still on. Many have taken it this far, each leg as important as the next, each challenge faced with determination. Now it's your turn to take the baton. People living with HIV and AIDS and those who are vulnerable need your commitment. It stands in the way of a better quality of life for all of us and our self-respect as a region. It stands in the way of victory in the fight to stop the spread of HIV. Reject stigma and discrimination. Get us to zero.
For many people, watching TV like you're doing now is a favorite pastime, even a hobby. No judgment. TV can be a good time and even educational. And even though many of us own at least one, most of us have no idea how they truly work. How can I be in a JIS studio and in your living room at the same time? We're going inside the box to unlock the mystery.
Welcome to Roadside.
In the late 1800s, a 23-year-old German student, Paul Nipkow, succeeded in sending images through wires with the help of a rotating disc. He had invented the first ever mechanical module of television using a technology called the electric telescope. Other inventors after him perfected the craft by using the cathode ray tube and mechanical scanner system to create a new television system. And so, what was once a manually operated machine that only gave black and white pictures is now a more sophisticated modern electronic machine operated by the press of a button. The television creates moving pictures by repeatedly capturing still pictures and presenting these frames to our eyes so quickly that they seem to be moving. The TV set receives these pictures along with sound as electronic signals sent from broadcast houses or TV stations as we call them. The signals go through the tuner or antenna socket.
Now in the TV you have the demodulator circuit. That now separates the video from the audio. The video information is sent to the CRT, while the audio is sent to the audio processor in order for us to get sound.
The CRT, or cathode ray tube, is often referred to as the picture tube, and elements inside it begin to reconstruct the pictures almost immediately. From this point, the picture signal goes to the electron gun circuit, which splits the video into separate red, blue, and green beams to drive the 3 electron guns. Attached to the gun, the all-important flyback.
This flyback supplies the high voltage. Now, this high voltage is used to light up the CRT.
And once the CRT comes alive, it emits the red, blue, and green electron beams which will scan the pictures. The scanning is done from right to left all the way to the bottom of the TV screen and restarts at the top. The colored beams pass through a grid of holes called a shadow mask, which directs them so they hit exact places on the screen.
Now, you also need the horizontal yoke. Now, this yoke is what is used to direct the beams so that each beam is focused to that particular pixel, so that all the beams enter the shadow mask through one hole. Right? That way we can get a true wide picture. You also have the magnet here, which is used to align the beam so that they are perfect, spot on.
Inside these tiny holes are phosphor-coated color dots, which when they're hit by the beams, quickly build up a colored picture, while elsewhere on the screen remains dark. Spots of light are also produced on the screen by the transfer of the CRT beam energy to the phosphor.
That is what allows us to see the light. The ultraviolet ray is really invisible to the human eye. So the phosphor is what creates that bright light so you can actually see the picture.
So what we see on our screen is the combined effect of all the electron light emissions. Everything happens so fast that it almost seems instant. But the reality is that the electron beams actually scan a pixel mask of 525 lines 30 times per second. This is what creates the illusion of moving pictures. While all this is happening, audio information from the incoming signal passes through a separate audio circuit, which drives it to the loudspeakers so they can recreate the sound exactly in time with the moving picture. So in a nutshell, the signal from a broadcast house goes to your TV tuner or antenna socket, then to the signal processor, which separates the audio from the video. The video signal is then fed to the cathode ray tube while the audio signal enters a separate circuit, and both go through a quick but complex process to produce picture and sound. Pleasant viewing.
There's a concert today, come along, there's a concert here today. So take your seat and pose your best.
My mother taught me how to work for what I want. And if you don't work for it, then you don't deserve it.
They always tell me, be yourself. Don't try to be like others.
They help me through tough times, good time, bad time, they're always there for me.
Once the family is good, teach the children the right things, then them can grow up on the right.
With so much happening around us, it's easy for us to become overwhelmed, and this can certainly lead to an unstable mental condition. So we invite Dr. Earl Wright to tell us how to protect not only ourselves, but others.
Mental health matters. Look after myself. Mental health. So you must reduce your stress so you can be your best. Mental health matters.
Medical experts define mental health as a state of emotional and psychological well-being in which an individual is able to use his or her cognitive and emotional capabilities to function in the society and meet the ordinary demand of everyday life. When you are mentally healthy, you are in control of your feelings and behaviors. You will be able to enjoy life and your surroundings, have good relationships, feel confident, better able to face problems, resolve them and learn from them, and you will have a sense of humor. When someone has a mental disorder, it affects the normal functioning of the individual suffering from the disorder.
Many people come to work and they arrive at work, but they don't produce as much as they should because the energy level is not there, the concentration is not there, and the memory. It also accounts for a high degree of people being absent from work.
Some of the symptoms of major depression are problem in sleeping, problem in eating, problem in enjoying life, feeling sad, not concentrating, and attempt to commit suicide.
Men tend to present differently from women. Men tend to drink or abuse other substances, and they will also go out and have high risk-taking behavior, drive fast, get into fights, etc. So it's a major problem, and men don't like to ask for help. So that most men don't come to the health system and take a medication and get help so that the disorder can be appropriately treated.
According to medical experts, each person will have a mental health problem sometime in life.
When you are going for an exam or an interview, when you're having financial problems, when you have lost your mother or your girlfriend, boyfriend, and you're not feeling as well as you used to feel, that's a mental health problem. It's not a mental disorder. When you get the little cut, you don't go to the doctor and it gets better. The same way with when you have a mild mental health problem due to stressors of life, then you don't need to go to the doctor. But Over time, a number of individuals, and we said a quarter of the population, will develop mental disorders, and that's similar to when you get a more serious physical problem and you need to get it treated.
Here are some tips on how you can reduce stress and nurture your mental health. Talk about your feelings. If something is bothering you, talk to someone you trust, a member of your family, a friend, your doctor, spiritual leader, or professional counselor. Keep in touch. Spend time with people whose company you enjoy. Talking with friends and relatives who have an upbeat and positive attitude helps to reduce stress. Take breaks. Each day, find time to do something you enjoy and take time for yourself. Daydream about a peaceful, relaxing place or recall good times. Smell, feel and look at nice things. See a movie, listen to music, and every year take at least 2 weeks vacation. Ask for help. Ask for help when you cannot manage. Do not keep putting things off for later. This only causes more stress and anxiety. Keep active. Regular exercise helps to relieve stress and anxiety. Try walking, swimming, playing games such as football or netball, or going to a gym. Eat healthy. Eat balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Cut down on coffee, caffeine, and alcohol. Accept who you are. Do not keep looking back at the past. Accept who you are and move on. Help others. Joining a group or helping others makes you feel good about yourself and can give you a new way to look at your life. Work. Work takes your mind off your worries and helps you to feel better about yourself. Practice your faith. Spend quiet time each day in worship, prayer, or meditation. Attending church or place of worship provides opportunities to build new relationships and get support. We must all remember that there is no good health without good mental health. So protect your health by keeping a healthy mind and a healthy body. For further information on any aspect of mental health, please contact your doctor or your health center. Hey, if I never want to, me just walk off and left the volcano. We can't bother with the pressure in a star. I hear that saying often, but it's not always the best approach to take. But what is? What's the street saying about dealing with that workplace stress?
I try not to get stressed in the first place. I try to keep a positive attitude. That way when most things crop up, they don't really affect me. But whenever I do find myself getting overwhelmed, I sit down, make a list and make a plan of action. And from there, when I start going through things one after the other, it becomes far less stressful.
I work with a great group of people, so I'm not really stressed. We like to have jokes and laugh and that kind of thing. But anytime things begin to stress me, I just use it as something positive to motivate me to get the work done.
It's really about not absorbing what happens. Leave work at work. A lot of us tend to carry work to our homes. And then what we do is that when we have stress at work, we have stress at home. You have to learn how to separate both things.
Stress, well, you don't make it get talk about, you know. You just, you know what I mean? Because it is there, so you just work and do your work.
There are few things that stress me, really. I do so love my job, and I do so accept that stress is a fundamental part of life. We cannot go through life without challenges that they don't throw me.
This is where we leave you for today. There's more where this came from, and if you think the internet is cool, visit us there. Our website is jis.gov.jm or Twitter handle at JISnews. If you've got an idea for future programs, hit us up at Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. In the meantime, make an appointment. Your TV, our program. Fresh content, same time, same station, tomorrow. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.